believe it or not. And she tells cops that Rafe killed the sheriff, officially betraying her family. And you can tell Ward's just kind of putting all his chips up on the table in that moment where she's just kind of sitting there in Ward's arm trying to break free. It's like, tell them who really killed Sheriff Peterkin. And then she just pauses, and says, it was Rafe. Did you think she was going to say that? Because, I honestly wasn't. There was a chance that she would just completely lie.
There was, but I think it was more leading to, saying it was Rafe, because she's better than her whole family combined.
For sure, yeah. Rafe busts into the drug dealer's house and tries to ransack it looking for coke as he cries about doing something really bad. I did something really bad, guys. Yeah, so he's really kind of messed up. Pope drives his scooter to his dad's gas station where a sign that leads closed due to damn martial law, where they get into another fight, which is really kind of sad because you can tell his father really cares about him, and you're just like, that was a really sad scene, I would say. Also, John B. and Sarah escape the empty house on paddleboards just as the cops enter, and John B. tells her to meet the rest of the gang on the boat while he gets something from his house. The cops meanwhile find gold in his house, and the bad cop starts to realize that it's something bigger. Oh, they're just getting onto that. And John B. might have actually finished what his dad started. And it feels like the inherent misplace in trust and just kind of distrusting of the police here. Do you think that would have been accurately placed or no?
Since they were pogues and they were considered, they were taught from a young age, probably never, or from their whole life, never to trust the cops. I assume that's why they ran away from them all these times. They don't think anyone would believe a pogue, considering what where they come from. JJ said that before when he turned himself in for something that Pope did. He's yeah, it was me. You know where I'm from, all that stuff. So. Yeah.
So they have a storm rolling in, another storm rolling in during this manhunt, and they're trying to get out there. They get onto a boat, but just then, as they just got power back from the last storm, the power. So the power turns on the island, the lighthouse turns on, and then bam, the lighthouse goes on to their boat, and they really have to run. So Sarah asks him what he'd do if she weren't there. He says, I'd rather die than go to jail. Gangsta. She tells him, I'd rather die than be without you. Then they literally go right into a storm. Their boat capsizes. The cops lose track of them. In fact, the cops think they're dead, and they tell their friends as much, which is kind of logical. And it seems kind of irresponsible for law enforcement, though, to do without any evidence. The gang's parents show up, everyone except for JJ, and they all kind of cry together. The next morning, Sarah and John B. wake up clinging to their boats with life vests on somehow. Very, very sus. But... yeah, I think that survival was a little... What do you think about that?
Well, they were probably wearing life vests when they were driving the boat into the huge waves. So I
don't know. I want to believe it, but I struggle.
Maybe. Yeah, there must have been a ton of waves overnight. But maybe they were under the boat at some time in an air pocket. You never know.
Yeah. So they also somehow managed to flash gold at the sun so to catch the eye of someone on a passing boat, which somehow works. The crew rescues the kids and tell Larry to get some coffee on. And John B. and Sarah then John B. and Sarah tell them to drop them off at the next port, which is kind of a random thing. But, where could that port be? Say it with me, everybody. The Bahamas. We're going to go find the gold, everybody. That concludes season 1 of the show, The Outer Banks.
Yeah, and the next one's going to come out December of next year.
Next December?
Excited.
That's official?
Pretty sure.
Huh.
Maybe it's December.
They are going to the Bahamas. All right, we can... A season 2 release date.
Can't wait, man.
Let's see.
The show is definitely.
Yeah, they said apparently the word is, according to Thrillist, that it wouldn't be coming. The show, I don't think it even has been officially renewed yet. The good news is that Netflix told them when they greenlit the show, they told them to go ahead and start working on some season 2 scripts. So at least the next season of the show has definitely been written. Ever since we started, we've always viewed it as something that could be a 4-season, maybe 5-season show, but definitely 4 seasons. We've sort of long arced it out pretty far. I'm just hoping we'll get a chance to tell those stories. Yeah, we probably expect most of the same people, but maybe with some new people as well. They are definitely going to be following them in the Bahamas. And maybe they will try and film something in North Carolina, the real North Carolina. They shot the show in Charleston, South Carolina, in protest against North Carolina's controversial bathroom bill, which required citizens to use the bathroom corresponding to the gender they were assigned at birth, which was enacted in 2016. Partially repealed in 2017. Yeah, and then it ended with the court's ruling against the bill in the summer of 2019, shortly after production on Outer Banks ended. The clause officially expires at the end of 2020, so we might see some Outer Banks in the actual Outer Banks, which could be quite something. So, yeah, what are you looking forward to on this show? Like, where does this rank in terms of all of your favorite shows?
It's definitely up there. Like, I wish there was more seasons. Like, it's like when you start a show on Netflix and, like, you either realize there's 8 episodes and, like, that just sucks. Like, you want more. You want more. It's annoying.
You want to be able to go, like, extended binging time?
Yeah, and they, like, you need the rest of it. Like, if they leave you on the boat like that, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, it does kind of end on a cliffhanger. What do you see happening in Nassau? You got any predictions for that?
Nassau?
Yeah, where they're going.
Oh, like the Bermudas? Wait, where is
the Bahamas?
The Bahamas. Sorry. Well, is Ward there yet? Is he going to be there?
I mean, I would assume that he's probably going to go if you've ends up there alive.
He needs to search. He needs to, like, flee the country. But not really.
John B. kind of begs him to be like... Oh, yeah, because John B's, like, begs him to... There's a little scene that I kind of forgot where Ward is talking to John B. over the radio as they're heading out in the storm at the very end of the show. And John B... kind of exposes him back on the radio and is for the first time able to kind of give his side of the story almost at what's going on.
John B. I know you were there, son. I know you can hear me, and if you love my daughter like I think you love my daughter, then you will turn that boat around and come back. You are going into a storm that you cannot survive. John B, please. I will make it right. I promise you. Come back.
No! Don't listen to him. He's a liar.
John B, I am begging you. Think of her and turn around.
John B, what are you doing?
Lord Cameron, do you hear me? Yes. Yes, son, I'm right here. I'm right here. Please bring her back, okay? We'll work it all out when you get home.
Why? Probably.
You killed my father! And you framed me for a murder I didn't commit! You took everything from me! You took everything from me!
And he's like, no, that can't be.
It's like standing there in a room full of police officers. It's fun.
Exactly.
I will come back one day and take what's mine. So you listen to me, alright? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
You're just like, okay.
What would you do if I wasn't here?
Look, I'd rather die than go to jail, Sarah.
I I'd rather die than be without you.
Wait, were they wearing life jackets?
No.
Oh. Whoops.
They were too busy
Lost the radio
kissing.
signal, sir.
Silly.
There's kids out there. Don't stop looking.
Understood.
You don't go anywhere. We're gonna need to talk to you.
We're gonna need Doc D. On that note, that's all we got for you today. We've been at this now for 10 minutes. Really, really appreciate it. We will see you next week. That's interesting.